Once upon a time, in a cozy little village, there was a fluffy white cat named Whiskers. Whiskers wasn't just any cat. She had a special bond with an elderly grandmother who lived in a charming cottage at the end of the lane. This grandmother, whose name was Granny May, was known for her kind heart and twinkling eyes. Every evening, after the hustle and bustle of the day, Granny May would sit in her rocking chair and read stories from her big, leather-bound book. Whiskers absolutely loved these moments. As soon as she heard the creak of the rocking chair, she would dash across the cottage, leap onto Granny May's lap, and curl up, purring contentedly. Granny May would stroke Whiskers' soft fur and begin to read aloud. One chilly evening, as the wind howled outside, Granny May started telling a story about a magical garden filled with talking animals and shimmering flowers. Whisker's ears perked up as Granny described the adventures of a wise old owl and a cheeky little rabbit. The cat's eyes widened with excitement at every twist and turn. But one night, Granny May fell ill. She couldn't sit in her rocking chair or read stories. Whiskers was heartbroken. She missed their bedtime routine terribly, and she could see Granny didn't look well. Determined to help, Whiskers decided to bring the magic of the stories to her beloved grandmother. Whiskers trotted outside and spoke to the animals in the village. She told them all about Granny's wonderful stories and how they needed to cheer her up. The wise old owl, who was a bit of a storyteller himself, suggested that they act out one of the stories. The fox, the rabbit, the hedgehog, and even the kind-hearted deer agreed. They all gathered in front of Granny May's window one evening. As the sun began to set, Whiskers gently nudged Granny May and led her to the window. To her astonishment, there was the whole forest, ready to put on a performance. The wise old owl began narrating a tale about a lost treasure and a brave cat. The fox pranced around, the rabbit twitched his nose adorably, and the deer leapt gracefully. Granny May's heart swelled with joy. Tears streamed down her cheeks as she watched her favorite stories come to life right before her eyes. From that day on, the animals would visit Granny May every evening. Whiskers would curl up in her lap as usual, and together they would enjoy the magical tales unfold. Granny May's health improved, and she was soon back in her rocking chair with Whiskers, reading stories from her big, leather-bound book. And every night, as Granny May turned the pages, Whiskers would purr a little louder, thankful for the magical bond they shared and the love that brought stories to life.